Hey guys, welcome back to another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. In today's video I'm going to be showcasing one of the ice teams I'm using for the Radiance Chaos Shadow boss in Dragonheir Season 3. Before I get into that though, I do just want to say a huge thank you to Dragonheir Silent Gods for sponsoring this video. So if you are enjoying the content and enjoying the look of the game and want to give it a try, please do click the link in the description or the pinned comment and get involved today. So before I get into running through the team I'm going to be using, I just want to say that this is by far the easiest boss. In fact, yesterday, just to see how it would work, I tried all 15 of my teams who weren't the right element against this boss, and I was able to do 22 million damage on 15 different teams, all from all different types of damage, not all doing cold damage. So I have previously shown in the last few videos some different teams from Fire and Radiance on their respective bosses, but now it's time to move on to the Radiance boss, which takes damage from cold sources. So the boss is basically a mirror of Shinna, the Ice Blast legendary. So as you can see here, the boss is going to do a single target hit on the battle skill. It will repeat that twice before doing the ultimate skill, which every 0.5 seconds for 6 seconds will hit a random enemy. That's all it really does. It has a chance to gain a Radiance Crystal when dealing damage with skills, which can make the, will increase the amount of hits the battle skill does, but really it's not a concern. So for this team here, I am using Urien as my tank. So I've got Urien built with the Puppeteer set to boost everyone's defense. He's got a good amount of defense, a good amount of accuracy to place his attack penalty on his battle skill, and he's using the Rift Hourglass just to rotate through his cooldowns more frequently because he's not booked. Outside of that, I've got Garyon, the Epic, as my healer. So Garyon is built with Enlightenment and the Horn of Solar King's Horn artifact. This is to increase the damage the rest of my team do because his ultimate skill is a healing nexus that heals very frequently. So it allows a good uptime on that buff. Outside of that though, he is wearing the Ancestral Protection set to reduce the damage the rest of my team are taking. So for my damage dealers, I have got an enabler first in Bledin. So Bledin is built with some crit rate, some crit damage, some accuracy, and some attack, wearing the Witch's Remains artifact to place defense penalty with his triple hit ultimate skill. So next up I've got Nord. Nord is in here as kind of a secondary enabler slash damage dealer, really just to fill the gap and give me the 5th elemental bonus. So with some crit rate, some crit damage, and some attack, wearing the Ravatrix's Roots artifact from Famiander Season 2. Next up is the complete carry of this team, and that is Beldel. So Beldel is built with over 100% crit rate, a good amount of crit damage, and a large amount of attack. In terms of artifact, I'm wearing the Manticore statue on her to increase her battle skill damage, which pairs perfectly with the fact that she's obviously Ice Blast and is spamming her battle skill. But on top of that, she's wearing the Finality's Admonition artifact, and that is going to reduce her ultimate energy regeneration by 50%, but it increases her damage dealt by 35%. And the reason this is so good is because using her ultimate isn't actually very important because she is just spamming her battle skill. So giving that battle skill an extra 35% damage is really important, well, really good. And when she obviously has somebody to enable her with ice crystals constantly so that she's never stopping that skill. And also these gloves have some really nice stats on them, so they were kind of perfect for the build. So I don't have any skill timing set up for this team, it's just set to let loose and do its own thing. Obviously the skill timings are weird on Beldel due to her having 50% reduced rate. So yeah, like I said, this is by far the easiest boss you're going to face in the Chaos Shadows and even in the Continental bosses in Season 3, throughout the second month while you're working towards getting the legendary hero Eladia. Where is she? There she is. So while you're working towards getting her, this is the first boss you'll want to deal with because it's just so easy. So let's let this run through. I will jump out and I'll be back at the end of the run. Let's turn on the damage meter though. There we go. So before I jump out, actually, I do just want to say, obviously, getting 22 million damage is all that's important. Anything over that is completely wasted, but I want to show that obviously the teams I've got can do significantly more, so you don't necessarily need to have the same heroes or the same gear, same artifacts as me. You can swap and change, reduce the amount of heroes you're using if necessary, and create some really good teams that are capable of doing 22 million damage. As you can see, this one is 30 seconds in and it's nearly halfway to achieving that already. And obviously it will just keep climbing. It's I can't remember how much damage this team actually does, but it is a really strong team. Right, so I'm going to jump out. I'll be back at the end of the run.
Charge! It's not over yet.
Tremble. In the frigid.
Can't take any more. Here ye not. Guess I'll put on my dukes.
Feel the fury of frost.
Charge! It's not over yet.
Tremble. In the frigid.
Can't take any more. Guess I'll put on my dukes. Charge! Here ye not over yet.
Tremble. In the frigid.
Can't take any more.
Gale.
Guess I'll put on my dukes.
Feel the fury of frost.
Here ye not. Charge! It's not over yet.
Tremble. In the frigid gale.
Take any more? Guess I'll put on my. Here ye not. Charge! It's not over yet.
Tremble. In the frigid gale.
Don't take any more. Guess I'll put on my dukes.
Feel the fury of frost.
Here ye not. Charge! It's not over yet.
Tremble.
And there we go. So we've come to the end of this run. 119 million damage, obviously way overkill. You don't need anything like that. But as you can see, Beldel is incredibly strong. 76 million of that damage is her own. 24 million from Nord, the rare though. So very capable of being your damage dealer in this team. And Bledin as well with 17.8 million. So all in all, there's 3 different options there as damage dealers that are nearly capable of doing the full 22 million on their own without anybody else. So you could even run as simple as like Furabath as your tank and healer, and then one of these, and you'd be able to most likely reach the 22 million. Especially if you're using Beldel, she is insane. So yeah, that is all for this team. Hopefully it gives you some kind of an idea of how possible it is to reach high damage on this boss, especially for those of you who are in month 2 still doing the Continental Challenge. So yeah, that's all for this video. So just a huge thank you to Dragonheir Silent Gods once again for sponsoring the video. Please do remember to click the link and get involved if you are interested. That will be in the pinned comment and the description. And a huge thank you to you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.